Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I'd like to show an app I've been working on with AI. I'll show it on Claude here. And let's see if I have the prompt saved. Yes. So this is a prompt, and the prompt is instructing it to use a menu-driven approach for some subject of my choosing. So I'm going to choose code breaking. Okay, and then it'll devise a menu to go into code breaking. So here are the menu choices, and let's see. Let's try number 7. Sounds kind of interesting. So that's code breaking in popular culture. And so the way this is working is it's building the menus on the fly. And so you could I could do code breaking again. It would give me different lists. Let's do films and TV. And it's set up to have a number of levels until we get to where it'll actually start writing out the text for the one I'm interested in. And so here it starts. So it's telling me about some movies, um, and that I don't see any TV shows. I think these are all movies. Okay. And that use code breaking. And here's a dig deeper menu. So let's try number 4. And I think I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because you can see the idea, but I think I've had a lot of fun with this because it's just a way of, drilling into whatever area that you're interested in. Um, and then it allows you to kind of dig deeper into whatever area you're interested, or I can type R to return. So I'll just go quickly through this. It says the evolution of cryptographic portrayal in film, and then it's going through, the 40s through 60s, 70s, and 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s till now. Let's say the 70s and 80s. So now this is just like a regular, um, actually, 3 Days with the Condor would be kind of interesting. That's one of my favorite movies. Um, Also, the 39 Steps. I love that book. Um, what I was going to get at is you can use it just like a regular chat session. You don't have to stick to what it's giving you. So I could say, for example, here it mentions the 70s and 80s. So I could say, um, I'm just going to copy paste this and say, more on this, please. And I'm actually not sure how it'll treat this. Kind of interested to see what it'll do. I know it'll talk about this, but I'm interested to see if it will um, keep the menu structure in place. And it does. I thought it would. It's yeah, it's pretty smart these days. So I'm going to say War Games. Kind of interested in that. That was a fun movie too. So so this isn't really code breaking, I don't think. But I don't know how many uh, of you watching this would have seen this movie. It's a really cool movie. If you haven't seen it, would highly recommend it. Um, think with Matthew Broderick, if I remember his name right, from the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's a nice movie too. I used to watch a lot more movies. Yeah, here it is, Matthew Broderick. Okay, teenage hacker, and says its impact was so significant it reportedly influenced President Reagan's cyber security policies that led to the creation of the first federal laws against computer hacking. So that's pretty interesting. So you can see this has gone into a bit of a tangent because now it's getting into hacking as opposed to code breaking. But that's sort of along the lines of the way that I had this design. What I had in mind was it's sort of the same sort of free flowing conversations you have with AI in general, but because it's using a menu driven system, it's kind of easy to move around, maybe get back. If you want to get back to where you were before, and so it actually, I like the way that it's doing this because I didn't tell it to use this actual implementation, but it's a very nice one. It's actually letting me drill back. It's not taking me back to the very beginning, but it's taking me to the previous menu, which I think is great. So I'm going to go back one more level and see what this does. Okay, and then this is where I was before. Okay, and what you can do is, let's say I want to change subjects. So let's change subjects. Okay. So please use the same menu-driven approach for discussing jazz. Okay. And voila, now we've got a jazz explorer. And I think this is, I've really enjoyed using AI to learn things. And I like to try to come up with ways that are fun. And this is a way that's quite fun. And I've worked some with web app approaches. It can actually, Claude can do this. I don't think ChatGPT can do this yet, but things change so quickly. You never know. But Claude can come up with components on the fly that it will display for you. And maybe I'll do a video showing that. That's a fun way to explore, different ideas as well. But it's far more limited than what I'm showing now. And this is, I think, an important thing to understand if you're interested in working with this yourself. And that is the way that I'm using this now, I can leverage the power of AI to, respond and, harness the power of artificial intelligence in crafting responses because it's doing this on the fly. So it's just like every time I respond to something, it's a new prompt for it, and it has all the power that it normally has in responding. But if I did a React component, that's a type of component that's a nice web app based kind of look and feel to it. It has to embed everything all the responses in the code itself. So once I'm using it, it's no longer harnessing any of its power. It's just static text. So it has to build the static text into it. And that's far, far more limiting than what I'm looking at now, although it's still a lot of fun to do it that way. But that's a point that I wanted to make. And what I'll do is I will include the prompt that I used at the very beginning of this session. And this should work fine I've used something similar to play around with ChatGPT, and I would recommend using the default model, not one of the newer ones, but I mean the Chat GPT 4-0, that model, and it should work fine. The prompt that I gave, if you use that, and it should work fine in Grok as well. Just uh, maybe Perplexity as well. I haven't tested in all of them, but they're all really good now. So you can copy and paste the prompt into your AI of choice and take it out for a spin, and it should work. So I'll include that in the description of this video. And thanks for watching. Until next time.